Alright, what's good, J-Fam? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about something serious. I'm just going to jump right into it and kind of skip through the intro. I wanted to make a biblical video. I'm going to make this I'm going to call it a biblical video because I want to talk about some biblical things that's been in my heart that I just kind of had a revelation of in my car today. And just now I took a couple hours to sit down and record it because I was like, oh, I want to record this. I got home and then I started scrolling my phone, watching videos, got, ADHD all over, whatever. But I want to sit down and actually just get this out, edit it, upload it, whatever. Today I want to talk about sin, and most importantly, the sins that I'm struggling with personally that I want to call out and put it out there so I can have some accountability for myself and to show that I'm also a sinner, even though I'm a man. I say I'm a man of God. I'm not perfect. And also I wanted to help other people that are also, discouraged or struggling with some sins. And maybe God will use this to speak to some of you. So right off the bat, I'm just gonna tell you a story. I was driving home from my grandma's house today, and in the car, I was actually on my phone for a little bit. I know I was very irresponsible. I just thought of it now. I was like, oh wow, I'm calling out my sin, and I'm also noticed that I'm also being irresponsible. So I gotta call it out. I scrolled on TikTok for a little bit. I was driving, which is, don't do that. All right, don't do that. Only trained professionals can do that. Okay, only idiots can do that, and I'm an idiot. All right, don't do it. But anyway, I scrolled upon this video and it was, a video about, and also my phone's on a stand, kind of watching where I'm looking at my GPS. So it's there. And I was just kind of looking toward, either way, it's still bad, but I just wanted to clarify. Anyway, I scrolled on this video that was saying, hey, I don't know specifically, but it was oh, hey, are you struggling with pride? It was a couple signs that you're struggling with pride. And I swiped through the slides, right? It basically said pride was an excessive love for one's own essence, right? And I kept scrolling, and it was saying how self-deprecation is a form of pride. And actually, my uncle and my mom told me this, right? And this was brought to my attention. At the time, I was just yeah, whatever. Hating on myself. Self-deprecation means hating on myself, right? So I was hating on myself, and it's yeah, nah. No, it's not. What are you talking about? I'm gonna fully call myself out here. It was specifically about girls and how I don't like talking to girls because not talking to them regularly, but pursuing a girl that I am interested in because I already think I'm gonna get rejected. I was no, I'm afraid of rejection. They're already gonna reject me anyways. I'm not even gonna do it. No. And so that's when he was oh, that's prideful, blah, 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 this and that. And I was how's that prideful? Whatever. And I'm scrolling and then I stop and I see this and I'm okay, let me keep, watching this video and see what it has to say. And it was basically saying how self-deprecation is dangerous and it's a form of pride. And in the video it said saying things I suck, or I don't have a purpose, or I will never get better. It was saying that those statements are too prideful. I'm being prideful of myself. And a little bit of history about me. I kind of had and still have that attitude towards myself. A little while ago, year or two ago, it got to a peak where I thought I was worthless and I was very insecure, and I thought because I couldn't get a girlfriend and all these things, or I couldn't find the right girl, that was good for me. Everything kept failing. I could never get a girlfriend, solidify a good relationship, and I thought I was worthless because of that. I thought I literally didn't have the right to live because I was so worthless. And I know it sounds so stupid and silly. It was dumb. I think it's stupid, but it's kind of the truth. And I hate doing it because I feel like I'm looking for attention or whatever. But it was a form of low-key me being a little suicidal. Not a little. Me being suicidal about oh, I can't get the girls I want. I can't get a girlfriend. I can't find love or whatever. I'm worthless. What's the point? I might as well just, end it, right? That was a big mindset for a while. I didn't love myself, obviously. I hated myself. And that's prideful. That was prideful. I always talked down on myself. I always said, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I suck. Oh, I'm ugly. I'm this, I'm that. And I never realized that was a form of pride. I thought pride was oh, I'm too good for anybody. I'm too this and that. It's both pride, it's both arrogance, but just opposites. Crazy, but it's still the same. And so I saw that and I was just oh wow, let me talk to God about this. So, and after me being suicidal, I did get a little better, a lot better. I did get better. I'm not like that anymore. Because obviously at the time I was also idolizing relationships, and because I couldn't get a relationship, I was that was my only goal. And I ended up, going through a testimony part of my life where I went to my lowest point in my life and God met me there, and I grew my relationship with him, and I realized that the only relationship that matters is a relationship between me and God, not with another person. And I can't learn to love someone else and get into a relationship with someone else if I don't learn to love myself, and if I don't learn that the love that I'm seeking is from Jesus. And the only person that can fill that love, that void in my heart, is Jesus, for any other type of love to go in. But I still have, that little voice in the back of my head that the way I see it, I kind of just lock it up in the dungeon, shut it away. It's not as big as before, but it's definitely not dead. And it's still sometimes like, oh man, I wish I looked better. I start idolizing other people and like, comparing myself, like, I wish I could look like him. I mean, TikTok and the internet's full of it. It sucks, but it gets in my head sometimes, like the black pill energy, or like, jawline, like you gotta get, the Marlon build, the Marlon look, and it sucks for my mental health and probably a lot of people, but it sucks for me because then I start comparing and I'm like, oh man, I really wish I did look like Marlon, or, because if I did, I wouldn't have a problem with finding, girls that I want, but, it's not as bad as before, but sometimes I still have those thoughts, and, the pride of me just assuming I'm already gonna get rejected or whatever, like, all that stuff, that's pride. And so I just wanted to come on here and kind of expose these sins that I'm struggling with, because I want to get rid of them, and I want other people to just see it, and like, maybe it'll help others, who knows. But I want some accountability for myself, because I was in the car, right? And so I was talking to God about this, and I was like, God, like, just take these desires away, take these bad thoughts away about myself, like, just search my heart and just get rid of these things. Like, I wish it was just like a genie, boom, take it away. But the thing is, God really could do that. God could do that if he really wanted to, he could. But a big reason why he doesn't is because faith really shows through actions. Faith without works is dead. Works isn't required for our salvation. However, because of our faith, we get salvation. Through that good faith, we should want to do good works for the Lord because of our faith. Not do good works because the good works are our faith, but the works show our faith. It's our actions. But it's not like it doesn't save us, because, like Paul says, we don't get our salvation from works, so nobody can boast. Nobody can be like, oh, I did more works, I'm better than you, I got saved, because I did all these things and you didn't. It says, so no one can boast. That's not how it works. We get our salvation through our faith, not our works. So no one can boast but Jesus Christ. He's the only one who has the right to boast and to get all the glory. No one else. No one else, because of their works. So it's salvation through our faith, and through the faith we produce good works because of our faith in Christ, and we should want to live a godly life and do godly things. And so works, it's more than just doing good things for people. Oh, working at a soup kitchen, doing things, evangelizing. Those are works, but there's more things that, account for works. At least this is what I came up with, in my opinion. Like, right there in the car, I was like, hold on. The reason why God doesn't just take this away from me is so that I say I have faith in God, I have faith in Jesus, gave my life to him, I'm saved. But for me to show works, for me to show this through my actions, he still allows these temptations, he still allows these things, these thoughts to happen. Not that he's causing it to happen, but he allows it to happen, so that we can either choose to fall to these temptations or get consumed by these thoughts, or because we say we're so faithful to the Lord, we can actually show our faith through our works by actually praying through times of temptation, actually fleeing from times of temptation, taking those bad thoughts captive, truly submitting them to Jesus, instead of just letting it run rampant in our head and start speaking it out upon ourselves. I think that's also a show of works. It's by actually following through with what the word says, not just saying how faithful you are, but then when these things come in, you instantly fall to it, but actually doing what the Bible says to fight it off, whether that's cut it off right there, get into prayer. I just had a bad thought. No, like, don't let that consume you. That's a good work through your faith. Or, fleeing from lust. You're scrolling on your feed, you see something, you actually, like, literally swipe off, actually go, get off your phone, go run, go to the gym instead, distract yourself, get into prayer immediately, tell God to get that lustful desire away from you. That's works as well. Now, let me know if that's biblical or not. Again, works is, you know, doing good things for God, but I think works is also showing God our faith, like actually doing what we're supposed to do and putting our money where our mouth is, right? We say all these things, but then we still are falling. But how about we actually, when we are actually tempted, we actually fall into prayer like we know we should, or we actually flee like we know we should. And so I was like, no, it's not God's fault that like he didn't take it away from me yet. God's allowing it so I can actually show him that I truly do want to live for him, and that I truly am a man of God. Because again, we have free will. So he's not going to just take it away from us. That's not free will. We need to do it on our own. God's there to help. That's why we get into prayer, so he helps us. He gives us that strength. But we're supposed to actually do it at the end of the day. There's nothing to put the blame on God for. He already beat the battle. He already died on the cross and rose again. Our sin is already beaten. It isn't God who tempts us, but man's own desire. It isn't God who still causes me to fall into lust. It's my own desire. It isn't God who makes me fall into my depression. It's my own anxiety and thoughts, letting myself just get consumed and speaking out like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Yeah, I am ugly. Yeah, you're right. I do suck. So here are the sins that I've noticed that I want to put out here, that I'm battling and that I want to conquer, God willing. Number one is that my pride, as we just talked about. Number two is lust, as we also talked about briefly. Number three is laziness. That's a big one. I wake up on time for class, go right back to sleep. I'm late to class. I should be getting up for class on time. I should be going to work on time. I come back home. I just scroll on my phone, do whatever. We're not doing that anymore. There's also idolatry. I have idols. Falling into lust, having a pornography addiction is an idol. Now let me break it down to these branches of sins that cause one another. It's like a domino effect, right? I feel like if I'm able to cut off the root, you know, deroot it, cut off the source, all of the dominoes, they'll all fall and scatter all over the place, right? And once I kill one of these sins, every other one will fall. Once I get to the main one, that's the root of all of it. And I think the root cause is pride. And I feel like once I'm not prideful, everything else will fall. And I'll tell you how, right? Number one, pride. Pride, okay, there's me saying, oh, I'm not good enough, I suck. From pride comes laziness, because, you know, maybe the thoughts are getting deeper than I thought, you know, oh, I hate myself, I'm worthless and that. So then you don't feel like you have any worth or self, whatever. Maybe you don't feel like you're good enough to even do anything, or you're just like, oh man, that task you want to do is too big. You'll do it later, whatever, might as well. I mean, suck anyway, whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That pride, that self-deprecation leads to laziness. And that laziness leads to lust. Because guess what? You're lazy, you're bored, I'm scrolling, then I see something, I stop, I look at it, I lust. And that lust then goes to idolatry. Because that's where the addiction comes in, that's where you can't stop, that's where you start idolizing that thing. Idolizing pornography. And it's only 4 things. My pinky just can't close all the way. I don't know why. Like, that's the farthest it could go. I don't know. So you got 4 of those things. But if you knock out pride, guess what? No more self-deprecation. No more, I actually love myself. That means I want to take care of myself. That means no more laziness. I'm actually taking care of myself. Guess where that goes? No more laziness closes the door for being lustful. If I'm not endlessly scrolling, if I'm not bored, boredom leads to lust. None of that. If I'm actually working, distracting myself, there goes the lust. And then from there, down goes idolatry. Just from one sin, defeating it. Defeated 3. See what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm working on. That's what I want to make this video about. I'm just working on it. I don't know if I have anything else to say. I just want to end it here. That's all I had to say. If you guys have any struggles, let me know. The comments, this helped you, whatever. That's all I had to say. God bless you guys. Peace out.